All right, we're going to do a quick video today to kind of go a step further with our podcast episodes that we have done on food recently. And yes, Nathan's sitting.
If I stand up, half well, so do that.
We have to do timing where we can both fit into a screen.
I can't squat this long. Go ahead.
Anyway, so we had a question still with the food, and we wanted to give a quick answer for everybody else too. So Chris said, I've really enjoyed the podcast on food. My wife and I have a 4-year-old, and food and dinner time is tough. Our issue is our little angel is perfect all afternoon and evening, and then the second we sit down to eat, food on the table, it's time to go into Banshee mode. She gets up, crawls under the table, plays with her food, etc., etc. It's amazing. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. I'm thinking the issue might be a pre-meal snacks, but even when she's hungry, there's still a small degree of craziness. Or maybe the issue is she has a captive audience, like we turn off TVs and devices when we eat. So it's her time to have our undivided attention. Anyway, the food-centered podcasts have been great. Well, thank you, Chris, for listening and for asking a great question, because I have a feeling you're not alone in this, and this is not a situation.
We have not been alone in this either.
Yeah, exactly.
There are some seasons of life where we just chalked it up to, we're just not going to eat out. And we have to understand that kids are eating, it's a full body experience for them. And so they are grabbing and throwing, and that's part of that game. And one thing that I would probably do with our girls, and I did this with them too, was we would practice. We practice what a meal or a real sit-down meal looks like. It doesn't mean you have to do it every time at home, but just having the game of, well, let's have a tea party. And they understand that this is how you sit and you wait and you are served and so then you have a frame of reference to explain, this is tea party time. This is not normal time. So let's try it a little differently.
And that's a really good move. When we did that, we would play. We'd say, hey, let's act like Nathan actually went to Cotillion. He was one of those that did go to Cotillion as
Got it for a Christmas present from my grandparents.
Yeah.
Better than socks.
I thought you would say better than not that either.
Socks.
Yeah, how old were you?
I was like 12.
12, yeah. So we shared about, what was cotillion, and we would show, okay, so let's have like a cotillion style dinner. Let's have a dinner that is very formal with all of the manners, and we would talk about that.
Teach them how to set a table, where the forks go, where the spoons go, and just have fun with it.
And so one thing is just role playing. If you want her to act a certain way at the dinner table, make it a game and make it a fun way to act like that, so that she's learning a new role that she can play. So role playing can be a really good way to do this. And another thing is, you're spot on with the things that you've also said. Eating before meals can make them not so hungry, and so can make it harder. We've actually had, there was a stretch when we would go out to eat where it was a lot easier for us to feed our kids and let them be full, and they would enjoy a dessert, because of course they're going to be attracted to a dessert, but we didn't deal with antsiness of being too hungry when we were going out. So paying attention to, where those hunger cues are, and if that's helping her with her craziness is one aspect. And having undivided attention is a great way for her to have your undivided attention, and is also a great opportunity for you to show her how to have undivided attention and not push people away. And at 4 years old, this is a great age for teaching her that, because kids are going to, kids will go as far as you let them go, and sometimes, all of us need to learn where boundaries are and where is respecting other people and everything else. So, with my kids, I'm really big on helping them understand, what a space bubble is, and how you getting into other people's space is too much. A 4-year-old can be really excited and like this, and I say, hey, I love you so much, but you recognize that, my body language is pulling back, and you keep doing that, and I'm going to start to avoid coming up to you because I feel like you're just constantly in my face.
And it's important to offer an alternative.
Right.
Just saying, well, I don't like this, and I can't. Here's another way we can approach. We can sit here together. We can walk hand in hand. There's a lot of different ways we can interact. But helping a kid understand how to approach and show you love and affection, because, they're just swinging in the dark. They're just figuring it out. And so it's important to help them along that way.
Right.
And role playing is a great way to do that.
And we just we enforce some ground rules. It's just a given. Just as much as you say you don't have the TV on, you don't have technology at the table, when we eat, we sit at the table. We don't crawl underneath it. We don't do anything else. We are actually sitting at the table and eating our food. And so just reinforcing those and reminding ahead of time before it happens, reminding, hey, we've talked about what dinner's going to be. We want dinner to be something that's fun for everyone. And it's really stressful for Mommy and I when you're running around like crazy. I want to sit and hear how your day went. And I can hear you a lot better when you're sitting across from me and I can hear your conversation. I can't hear under the table. I mean, and right there is your solution. She goes under the table. She's completely lost the thing she wants, which is attention.
But she's trying to get it while she's under there.
So think of natural consequences. If her behavior is not wanted and you are already seeing that there is a potential where she's excited about the attention, then any attention you're giving that unwanted behavior is just reinforcing that she gets attention that way. So keep that in mind as you balance it. Hopefully these little tricks and strategies can help with a little bit of just being proactive, working with our kids to help remind them about the ways that we can all enjoy dinner together and it doesn't have to be a battlefield. So hope that helps you, Chris. Hope that helps some of you others. And namaste.
Namaste.